Right now, obviously, with the concern of Henri is losing power. It's important to make sure that you're safe, particularly if you're using a portable or any type of generator in your home.
I actually just checked in with Eversource. It looks like more than 4,000 people here in Connecticut don't have power right now. We do expect that number to go up as that high wind moves in. So we want to talk to Dr. Mohammad Shams. He is the chief of medicine at the Hospital of Central Connecticut and at Mid-State Medical Center. Thanks for being with us, doctor. Can you hear us all right?
Yes, we can. Yes, I can. Thank you.
So, doctor, tell us, obviously, when we are talking about power outages, we're also talking about generators. And if someone is bringing in a portable generator to their house, there are some safety concerns, things they need to be aware of.
Yes, absolutely. And the first and foremost thing is generators should not be brought into the home. They should not even be brought into the garage. They are highly combustible for gasoline, and that can cause a risk for carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is an odorless, tasteless, colorless, non-irritating gas, and it can very quickly cause symptoms like headache, nausea, weakness, and dizziness, and it can even result in death. So this is a very serious matter because the gas is so salient. You don't know you're going to have exposure until it is too late. So the message here is very clear that the generator should be outside the home. It should not be inside the home, and it should certainly not be either in the garage or inside the home because it can cause significant carbon monoxide poisoning.
So is it okay? Obviously it needs to be outside the home. That is the clear message, Dr. Shams. So if it's raining or thundering, it is safe for it to be outside, or should there be any covering on it?
So the recommendations from the generator companies that make these generators, some of them have to be dry. So they shouldn't be outside in the downpour or rain. But regardless, they should never be inside the home. If the rain clears, they should be started outside the home.
But yet they still need to be dry. That's understandable too. Talk to us about the extension cords and running in and inside of the house. I mean, I'm sure those need to be very safe as well.
Yes, they do. There is a significant risk of electrical fires. You don't want to plug in a washing machine or a dishwasher or a dryer that's going to use a lot of amperage. So you want to use just the essential items in the house for the generator. You don't want to run your entire generator on the house. I think it's very clear that we want to get through this on the other side without any significant damage, any fires, any carbon monoxide poisoning. So yes, exactly. We don't want to use heavy burden on the generators.
You know, and doctor, we're talking about after this storm moves out, we're going to be welcoming in some very hot and very humid weather. A lot of folks could be without air conditioning, and that presents a whole other medical issue. Are you all bracing for that, and what advice do you have for folks?
So my advice for the humidity and the heat coming after this is hydration. Lots and lots of hydration. By the time you feel thirsty, you are already dehydrated. So making sure that you're drinking lots and lots of fluids so that you keep your core body temperature down is going to be what's going to keep us from creating any further problems. The hospitals are prepared and are preparing for an influx of patients. For example, patients that have COPD that are using oxygen at home. If electricity goes out and oxygen is no longer available, those patients will need to be seen in the hospital. So we are expecting an increase in patients requiring immediate care in the hospital setting, but one of them should not be dehydration. If you are expecting to lose electricity, you should stock up on water and make sure you keep a cadence on how you're hydrating yourself so you don't come into a point where you're dehydrated. And the symptoms of dehydration are just lethargy, weakness, obviously thirst, but keeping ahead of it is the key.